And you know what he had to say? You know what he had to say? You know what he had to say here last night? He said...
Treasurer will resume his seat. The member for North Sydney on a point of order.
Mr Speaker, relevance. Question, would the Treasurer explain to the House why this index is considered a broader and more reliable measure of inflation than the CPI?
The Treasurer will continue.
Because it is not. It is not a more reliable measure, and here we have is another fiction from the member for Wentworth. He came into this House last night and gave a speech on inflation. And you know what he had to say? Listen to this. He said in the fight against inflation, it was mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. I mean, can you believe this guy? I mean, what planet is a member for Wentworth living on? And he doesn't sit around the same kitchen table as the average Australian. They know inflation is high.
The Treasurer will resume his seat.
Mr Speaker.
The member for North Sydney.
The Treasurer has asked why this index is considered a broader and more reliable measure of inflation.
His seat. The member for North Sydney will resume his seat. The Leader of the House.
Mr Speaker, once again I draw your attention towards a frivolous point of order. A frivolous point of order from the member for North Sydney. This is a question about inflation. The Treasurer is answering a question about inflation.
The Leader of the House will resume his seat. The Leader of the House will resume his seat. I warn the member for Indi. Treasurer.
How about your cheese, Thank you, Mr Speaker. So, the member for Wentworth was in the House. It was about 5:30 last night. He gave a long speech about the Australian economy. And in it he declared the battle against inflation was mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. And you know what? You know what? All that was missing was the banner, the jumpsuit and the aircraft carrier.
The Deputy Leader of the Opposition.
On relevance, Mr Speaker, he was not asked about alternative views.
Deputy Leader will resume his seat. The Treasurer will return to the question. Treasurer.
I'd be delighted, Mr Speaker. Absolutely delighted. Because what is this all about? This is covering up the legacy of those opposite. The highest underlying inflation in 16 years. The member for Wentworth will say anything and do anything in his quest, to get rid of the Leader of the Opposition, to get a cheap headline, to tell a lie about a particular figure, to distort and attack the head of the Treasury. He will do anything, Mr Speaker. So last night in the House, he declared the battle against inflation was mission accomplished.
Order. The member for North Sydney on a point of order.
Again, Mr Speaker,
no.
I'll draw him back.
Wrong point of order. The member.
Could I ask him to withdraw the comment?
The member for North Sydney will resume his seat. The Treasurer will withdraw. The Treasurer. Treasurer.
Thank you. Because, you see, Mr Speaker, those opposite don't want to front up to their legacy. A legacy of incompetence which produced the highest underlying inflation in 16 years. The highest underlying inflation in the 16 years, recognised by the IMF, the Treasury and the Reserve Bank, and they cannot live with their dreadful legacy.
The member for Ford.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is also to the Treasurer. Will the Treasurer further outline the need for disciplined fiscal policy in the current inflationary environment?
Treasurer.
I take the member for his question. Mr Speaker, this government is committed to delivering strong surpluses and getting government spending back under control and targeting investment to increase the productive capacity of our economy. Because that's what's required in the fight against inflation. A fight they don't recognise. They argue, Mr Speaker, that inflation in this economy commenced on Monday morning, the 26th of November last year. Well, the truth is it didn't.